Happy New Year, you guys. So this is the first video I'm filming in 2024, and it is probably a couple of weeks late because every single time I think about filming a video, I always think, our place is so messy. I'm not gonna film this, but then here I am today. I decided I'm not even gonna tidy up. I'm just gonna leave everything just on the floor and just leave it like that because that's really the state of our house most of the time with a toddler. But if I don't film this video, it's never going to get filmed, so we're just going to do it. Anyways, so in today's video, I thought I would share a little bit about my my thoughts of the previous year, and then my hopes for the next year, and then maybe talk a little bit about my goal setting in general. So starting the goal setting. So I think I've always been someone who lives and dreams and is driven by goal setting. It's kind of evolved over the years, but essentially the idea that I love new beginnings. Whether it's a Monday, I have a chance to start afresh on Mondays, or I have a chance to start afresh on my birthday, a chance to start afresh on New Year's. So it's always, I'm that person who just always has lived off of that fresh start, it's a new beginning thing, and I kind of maximize it for the most part. But anyways, the format that I tend to use is I just have a simple, what did I like most about last year? What did I like least? What did I like most about last week? What did I like least? And what do I hope for the next week, or for the next year, or for the next process? So those are the general questions I ask myself. I don't get fixated on methods and everything, because I've found that I've tested so many ways of setting goals, and certain things work sometimes and other times it doesn't. So I know some people do vision boarding, other people do like the 12-week year has been a thing right now, which everyone is on, and I've been doing the 12-week year for a couple of years now, where I think about my life in quarters, so just like a business might, and I found that to be useful, and continue to do it that way as well, because it forces me to actually achieve my goals if I think about my year in just 12 weeks. So yeah, so I definitely think about my year in 12 weeks, but in terms of like over stressing about, you know, categories, blah blah blah, I don't. I just kind of go as I go. Whatever seems to come and keep calling at me is what I kind of attend to, even if it's not neatly organized in a category or something like that. I used to be very category driven, but I'm not anymore. So anyways, so in thinking about last year, just very quickly, I think the biggest highlights have been, I guess, being a mom and a wife. I think being a mom has been, oh my God, like I know people with little kids are so annoying because they keep going on and on about their kids and their kids are awesome, blah, blah, blah. But I'm definitely that person. Yeah, I just love my little boy so much. He's really becoming his own person. He's funny, and he fits right into our family, at least right now. So that feels really great. Like our home is just filled with love and joy and laughs all the time. Like it's just, it feels like a privilege that I get to experience life with him. Like it's, and he thinks like I'm the most amazing person in the world. Like honestly, like having a kid is one of those things where, especially at that age, where to them, anything you say, do, they still look at you like you're this amazing, you know, wealth of knowledge, and oh my God, mom, how do you do this? Or dad, how do you do this? It's like the sweetest, but most like the ego part of me feels so great about it. But anyway, I love him so much. So that's been an obvious highlight for me, and I'm looking forward to more of that as he continues to actually become a person of his own. And then I think another major highlight is I know I shared that I quit my job last year after leading a research organization that wanted me to do hybrid work and etc. But then I decided that I didn't want to commute, and so I left the job, which was a scary decision, but I think it was the right decision. And so my business has been going okay. I think it definitely has done more than I expected it in the first 9 months or whatever that have been in existence. A lot of things have happened. I'll do a separate video maybe about what the new iteration of my business is, but yeah, I definitely have a lot of like anxieties about where I want to focus my time as a business, and you know, how to select projects and whatnot. So it's this whole thing, so I'm not gonna, you know, dive into that. But the main thing is, it has been a highlight in that I still can't believe that I was able to actually make money in that first year. But I hope that, yeah, I have more clarity about where I want to actually go in this coming year for my business. But it's been a blessing that way, and it's allowed me to be able to have more time to be flexible, to be a mom, and to just have a good balance of my own work-life balance, if that makes sense, for our family and for myself. Anyways, so that's the second highlight. And yeah, in terms of lowlights, I think I'm lacking, or I feel like I'm lacking in community. It's strange, like, it's maybe part of it is exacerbated because I work from home. My husband also works from home, but yeah, I don't have a lot of social time with people with friends, you know. Like, I mean, we have friends who have kids, and so we definitely connect with people that way. But I think I just miss being around friends unrelated to kids, if that makes sense. And so I'm kind of craving that a lot more, and it was definitely lacking in 2023. And I think being physically removed from my old city, so I used to live in Toronto, now I live in Dundas, which is like an hour and a half or something away drive. It's been tough, I don't want to lie, that I now recently started feeling the isolation. And I think during the pandemic years, it was like, oh, everybody's inside their house anyway, so I didn't really feel as isolated as I do now. And then also the race thing, to be honest, the town that I live in is not very diverse, and it's a you know, I like my neighbors, and you know, I have good relationships with everyone that lives in our neighborhood, or at least in our vicinity. But yeah, like, there's something about just not feeling like you belong that sometimes happens. And sometimes it's like actual racist stuff that happens, but then other times it's just that feeling of just being disconnected, like I can't relate to certain things, or I feel like, oh man, I wish there were more people who are experiencing this, or something like that. Anyways, so that's been lacking, and probably that's the low light of my life so far, of my year so far, or the last year. And hopefully I'll change that the coming year. Anyway, that's all I'll say for last year. My dreams for next year generally are to just continue pushing myself outside my own comfort zone. I think I've done a lot of that in 2023, in a way that I hadn't before. I feel like I'm more confident as a person. I feel more confident and sure of myself in a way that I never have. I don't know why that is, but it just feels like I'm growing into the person that I've been waiting for, and that feels nice. I think my battery died, but yeah, okay. Yeah, so the main thing really for 2024 is just to keep growing into this person. And then I want to do more creative stuff. Like, I want to really lean into my creative side more, and not really just use it as a thing on the side. I want to embody that, because I find that it energizes me when I'm doing things that are with my hands, things that are creative in that way. So learning languages, or music and art and that kind of stuff. So, and even making YouTube videos, like I look at that in the same way. So I want to do a lot more creative type of endeavors. I have specific things, like you guys know, I've been really serious about violin over the last couple months, and so I want to keep that going and get better, and yeah, just keep practicing, because it's a lot of fun. And then I want to continue my garden this year. I have different dreams and goals for that for this year. Last year was my first year in ground gardening, and so this year I've got so many lessons that I took notes from last year that I plan on hopefully, you know, making the experience better and smoother. And because it's the second year, there's a lot of work that I don't have to do, or that we don't have to do this year. because it's already set up, if that makes sense. We have a bunch of family goals, but one of the exciting things that we're working on is a family business that I'm hoping that we'll be able to launch this year, probably later on in the year, but fingers crossed everything works out. And then of course I have health goals. I don't really have too much expectation as far as, you know, working out or going to the gym or that sort of thing, but I just want to be active. I just want to be active at least 3 days a week, meaning just physically active. I noticed that ever since I started dropping my son to school by car, I just don't walk him anymore. Like his new school, I've not walked to his new school before. I've just dropped him off in a car, and I'm not proud of that or happy about that. I hope to change that. But to me, even just taking a walk and going on family hikes, we live in a beautiful part of Ontario which has lots of trails, and so I really want to maximize that experience as well for us, and that in turn will help me achieve my health goals, which is to just be active, get my heart rate up there, and just keep my body moving. Yeah. And then for those of you interested in hair goals, I've been thinking about actually changing the color of my hair again to black. So I don't know, like, although in some ways I feel like this color has become like a signature color for me, I'm also kind of a little over it, if that makes sense. So I'm still thinking on it, but I definitely want to consider the prospect of changing my hair color back to black, or maybe to something else. This year I just want to have better hair routines, like where I moisturize my hair, really love my hair, love on my hair a lot more. So I'm hoping to do more content like that. And then we have a whole bunch of like home goals, like little DIY projects that we're working on or want to work on. And yeah, just living life. So I know this video is pretty much everywhere and nowhere, but essentially what I'm hoping is just a starting point for us to start thinking about the year that we want to have. So I know that goal setting is not for everybody, and people kind of shy away from New Year's resolutions in some ways, but I really think it's a beautiful thing to look at every day as an opportunity to kind of redo or reset anything that you're trying to work at, right? So that's how I think about it. And so yeah, so for all of us, I know that not all our dreams will come true, but I think just being able to reflect on the things that we're enjoying, not enjoying, and then kind of course correcting as we go along, I think that's all we can ask for, you guys. So maybe you guys can tell me what your goals are for the year, other things that you're hoping to accomplish and achieve, and yeah, how do you plan your goals and how do you process and everything. So I think this year I feel as though for my YouTube journey, I'm not necessarily setting actual goals for YouTube, but I just want to document my life a lot more, because I'm finding it's such a joy to be able to look back on things that I've recorded, particularly with my son, but I think about for myself as well. I don't have much footage, pictures, or anything on myself when I was a baby or when I was, you know, a kid. And so I think about what a legacy it actually is for me to be having this YouTube channel for my son and his kids to see what I looked like or our life looked like. And so yeah, so I think for my YouTube goals this year, I just want to be able to stay connected to my YouTubing and really use it as a creative outlet, which it really is a creative outlet. And so serve the purpose of being able to kind of document the bits and bobs of our lives that are happening before us, because sometimes we even forget ourselves. Like there are times when I have those memories on Apple or whatever, or Google Photos reminds me, hey, this time last year, look at this picture, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that happened, you know. And so yeah, so there's something just magical about the time that we're living in, and the fact that we can actually capture all this. And sometimes I know it's like annoying to capture your whole life on video, but I see the pros in it too. So if anything, I'm doing it for myself and my family. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for watching, and thanks for watching it all if you're watching it till this very end. Get through, and I really appreciate all the comments and support that I get on my channel. I know that I'm not always good at responding to everything, but I can only strive to be better. But yeah, I'll end this video now. I hope you guys have an amazing 2024, and let's all just sort of strive to be I don't know, reflective, and aspire to be better people to ourselves, but to other people too, this year, I think. But yeah, expect more videos, hopefully more regularly, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.